Right. So tonight, going to work on Bumblebee. I already have Optimus Prime, the bag, some stickers, ah, little bug. That's he became Gold Bug at some point during season 3. All right, and flip for bag lens. I eight, 2, 3, 5. All right. Put a bunch of these bags into the ball. Done. So order. I put stickers. Leaves the back. Oh, this one comes with the heel separator because collect them all. Take a look at these instructions first. Huh. Let's see it. They have the old stat blocks, kind of, uh, from his original card, because he was one of the microbots, he was sold on cards instead of inside a box. All right, let's start with Jag 1. Honestly, the trans Gen 1 Transformers. Uh, my favorite for Jazz, I always like he was a Porsche. Um, I like Jazz. Sideswipe. He was a Lamborghini. Prime. I collected a lot of the mini bots, like Bumblebee, Cliff Jumper. You had Brawn, um, and the Dinobots, Grimlock, Slag, Slug, Swoop, Snarl. Of the Decepticons, Soundwave was always the coolest because you could put the cassettes inside his body and eject them. And that was always the coolest thing. And then he turned into a little tape player. And then I was like this the Seekers. Never had any of the planes growing up. But uh, they did a weird for the Transformers of the movie. It's only the one, and it was glorious and ruined many children because killed off an entire toy line. Going from the animated series to the movie. It He really messed up some kids. I was sad, yes, but I don't think it affected me too bad. Uh, but yeah, they re-released Starscream as like a anniversary pack. Because they had that, and I think Hot Rod was released as well. And then, you had the first two seasons before the movie. It had some really well developed lore. And, you know, as toys were coming out, they'd rotate the new toy line in the animated series. But you always had like a certain core. Like, what was it? There was a flying saucer that I really liked. I think I actually had that one. And then, like nowadays, like sideshows and Hot Toys, they have some amazing, amazing, uh, good size studio. They have like cartoon accurate Transformers. So I think I was watching, I think as Heels versus Babyface. He was doing a stream where he was putting together the aerial bots into Superior. I mean, the aerial bots were like originally like the arms and legs. They came in on cards, so they're smaller, like mini, almost a little bit bigger than mini bots, but they're smaller. And then the Concorde jet, he was bigger. He was box. Um, but in the studio series, the they're huge. I was like, wicked awesome. So yeah, he put it together during one of his streams, and it was pretty cool. He has an epic selection of Transformers. See my glasses. Where are you? Yeah, there we go. It's over here. See? Yeah, growing up, I was a Transformers kid because the Transformers play after school, and you had GI Joe, the real Ghostbusters. Whoop. You had the construction cons that were, you know, like the alcohol combiners, like he was the original combiner. He had these massive. Those guys came in cards, but there were six of them. I can't remember their names off the top of my head. I occasionally watch videos from what's his name, Chris McFeely. He does horror videos on Transformers. That he goes through like the history of all of the like of a Transformer name. So if they were a Gen 1 Transformer, he might go and um, go through the history of that name through all the different lines of Transformers they've ever had. And you'd be surprised, especially in Gen 1, like there were only like a handful of people that came up with a lot of the lore that went on the back of the boxes. They were all old school Marvel writers. Should be a click, and it's there we go. And when they started to do the live action movies, it was kind of exciting, but it's very hard to tell, like see detail because everything on the trans animated, the CGI was slightly animated and always moving, and it was I don't know. Wasn't a big. I'm not a big fan of that. I mean, it was cool at the time, but yeah, it could have been better. Yeah, I guess this is like his core. Maybe. Maybe not. Okay, leg. Let's see. In case anyone didn't know, Transformers, most of their line originated in Japan. Diaclone was one of the big ones. That's why when you look at some Transformers, it doesn't seem like why like this design philosophy is different than that design. You can tell they were all made by different companies. But yeah, Transformers were my jam when I was growing up. Giant robots that turned into vehicles. Pretty pretty cool concept. And the thing was, it was also something physical that you could do to transform and to interact with. See, yeah, a new 4x4 arch brick was created for this set. The design accentuates the softer, rounded forms of Bumblebee in both vehicle and robot modes. Total of 8 are included in this set. Oh, so these are probably the. Yeah, this is a leg, so this is going to be a. It's a wheel. It's a wheel well that they're referencing. Cool. So, Maggie. Over. Like some of the more recent animated versions. Some of the. Who was it? Was it Machinima that did it? That had a decent Combiner Wars. That was a that was kind of fun. But then there have been other. I think Netflix had a couple series that either they purchased or like that. Nice. Yeah, this is definitely part of a leg. Because that is definitely Yeah, cool. So, wow, that's a lot of extra pieces going into the cup. All right, let's bag two. So bag two looks like it's going to be yellow nut. That Transformers movie had a kicking soundtrack. So I was first introduced into Weird Al, and then just kind of went down that rabbit hole. The comedy music, parody music scene. Actually, the Transformers, the movie, was the last performance of Orson Welles. And you also had like Leonard Nimoy as Galvatron. And at that time, I knew who he was. He was Spock. Because I was also watching Star Trek movies. At that time, I rented from a store. Yeah, VCR. Play them in. You had to be kind and rewind. Because they charge you 50 cents. This is a fairly small build. 950 pieces. Excuse me. Yes. Finding stuff up. I wonder if they're going to continue with this line of Lego Transformers. And if they are, I would like to see if they would do a Decepticon next. Megatron. But, this day and age, you'd have to make him use his tank form instead of his Walther PPK form. Um, his tank form's fine. It makes more sense than the mass. It's like, all right, I'm a big robot, and now I'm a teeny tiny gun. It's like, okay, mass displacement doesn't make sense. Kid cartoon, but it's one of those things that as a kid, you talk about and debate like how that happened, and that the mass is actually in a different dimension. But with him being in a tank form, just I think it makes more sense for the character. And could do Soundwave, which would be awesome, and have Laserbeak or Rumble or Ravage, all of them. Yeah, having those cassettes would be pretty wild. Alright, there you go. Alliance. Ooh, what's coloration on this page? Too much pressure on that, huh? We're good. There we go. That's good. Good light. There. And here, they clip together. His shin, legs probably here, feet here. I think it's decent size. Bigger than I thought it was going to be. Nice. All right. I think that's where I'm going to call it for tonight. The first two bags. There are a total of 10 bags. So I hope everyone has a good night. Laters.